Jamel Dean was admittedly upset with himself Monday in Indianapolis. It's hard to believe the former Auburn cornerback had reason to be distraught, especially after running a blazing 4.3-second 40-yard dash at the NFL Combine, a time that was fastest among cornerbacks at the event and second fastest among all participants at this year's edition of the annual scouting event. "I knew I had it in me," Dean said Friday after Auburn's pro day. "I was just upset that I didn't go 4.2. While Dean may have been a little disappointed in himself, the 6'1", 210-pound had little to take issue with, especially after conversations with NFL personnel following his impressive showing in the 40-yard dash. "Well, a lot of people said I made a lot of money after running that 40 and just my performance in the Combine in general," Dean said. Dean, a two-year starter at corner for Auburn, stood on that 40 time at the Tigers' annual pro day on Friday. He did not participate in any testing drills but performed position-specific drills in front of NFL scouts and personnel as he tries to shore up his stock ahead of next month's NFL draft. Maintaining that same level of toughness in assessing himself, Dean gave himself a B grade at pro day, though he thinks that paired with his combine performance and 2 years of game film, could be enough to vault him into the late first round of the draft. "At least, it's not something the Cocoa, Florida, native is ruling out with 7 weeks to go." How 11 Auburn players performed at Pro Day. A look at measurements and 40 times for the 11 Auburn players who participated in Pro Day. WalterFootball.com currently ranks Dean as the No. 15 cornerback in this year's draft class, with a projected 3rd to 5th round grade, though most projections have him going in the 2nd round. A post-combine assessment from CBS Sports said Dean could sneak into the 1st round if the right team feels comfortable with his medical history, which includes 3 knee surgeries, including reconstructive surgery on each of his ACLs. "I believe it's a possibility that I can sneak into the 1st round," Dean said. "Of course, I feel like I deserve it, after everything I've been through." Dean tore the ACL and meniscus in his right knee while in high school before signing with Ohio State. The Buckeyes would not medically clear Dean to practice after enrolling early, and he was ultimately granted his release and transferred to Auburn. After sitting out the 2015 season due to transfer rules, Dean missed all of 2016 after tearing the ACL in his left knee during fall camp while competing for a starting job in the secondary. He returned from that injury and developed into a 2-year starter at cornerback for the Tigers. According to Pro Football Focus analysis, Dean had an 80.8 overall grade last season, when he had 30 tackles, 9 pass breakups and a pair of interceptions, to go along with a 77.7 grade in coverage while allowing just a 60.0 passer rating when targeted. "When he's healthy, he's as good as it gets, I think," Auburn coach Gus Malzahn said. "But he's been resilient, battled through adversity. When you do that, it just makes you stronger. He's got great character, he's an excellent person. I think his best football is ahead of him." Dean said he felt like a science experiment at the NFL Combine, with teams questioning and prodding his surgically repaired knees. Those, understandably, have been the biggest concerns teams have had with him. Dean hopes those have been eased after interviews and his showing in drills. "At one point, I thought I was never going to play football again," Dean said. "Now I'm out here living my dream, and I'm getting closer to the NFL. I just feel like everything is falling into place now." Tom Green is an Auburn beat reporter for Alabama Media Group. Follow him on Twitter at Tomas Verde.